TNC Predator, and of course Boom Esports. John, you were talking about how clean TNC is looking. I would have to agree. There's no doubting that. Did they come out with the better draft though? Give me that answer.
I'd say so. I think the Nyx opener just ruins what the Phoenix wants to do. It ruins the Invoker last pick here from Boom. It's just very difficult to play these two heroes into the Nyx. They've got quick pace coming out from Bach, so the Spectre might take it a bit slower, but even, say, with an Echo Saber build-up, Gabby can join in a lot faster. But you have the push coming out for the Edict. You've got Stable ramping up on your Doom. He doesn't necessarily eat all the space in the world to get his farm timings, and that should still leave enough room for Gabby to hit that pace he wants to. For Boom's part, it's just so tough. Like, Hyde has to play perfectly on that Phoenix to not get caught out by Nyx, and Mikado's going to have to watch himself as well. Very interesting time to pause, as there is a rotation here from TNC.
Some setting issues though. It seems like FBZ just might need to change a couple hotkeys over. Yeah, I mean, Mikoto, he's going to see the side of TNC wrapping around now. I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to kill him anyway. He's right next to the tier 1 tower, so they're not going to go for the dive. More interestingly, though, John, Mikoto, he goes for the level 1 Wex into the EMP. Which is something we don't get to see quite as often with these Invokers, but that's what he's gone for. I suppose if you're going up against this Doom, it is much easier to land the EMP, so that you do have that kind of added bonus, and it does also allow you to secure the range creep a lot easier. It does have a mana pool. Do you like this kind of skill build-up?
It's a shift. I think they're maybe just looking to, again, as you mentioned, stop the Devour spam early on. So once you get, say, 2 EMP uses, that should be pretty much the entire pool of Doom gone. So you can maybe get one Devour off. He's going to have to commit his bottle a bit earlier, just trying to slow down that farm to Doom. I don't think it's going to make that massive of a difference for RML, unless he really just cops it every single time. I think you should still be pretty okay with that, and I think both of these mids will hit level 2 relatively soon anyway, so that should correct itself for Mikado after a wave and a half. Not going to hurt him too much in case this doesn't pan out.
See how it works out. We are looking at the mid lane now, and of course Armel and Makoto going to go at it. I suppose, all that aside, you'd imagine Armel should have a pretty decent advantage on the Doom. Like, we've seen Doom mid so many times, and it just feels impossible to slow the initial farm down.
Yeah, it's just really hard to zone him out now. Like, he's got really good armor, he's got decent regen on hand, he can run you down in some really good right clicks as well, and Devour just allows you to keep flash farming that range creep. So Mikado's not going to have that play to deny the range creep, to kind of drag it low. Armel's almost always going to have the opportunity to just immediately blast it away, and that does mean that it's harder for Mikado to look for that EXP advantage.
Kescute, he's being body blocked right now. He'll get a nice Earth Spike off. Is it going to be enough? The stick charges will allow him to walk away with 25 HP. Tims, he was even having another gander. In fact, he's looking for an impel, and he does land it into the split Earth of Bach. Now Dreamer Cell, the one in danger. They're not going to kill him off. They couldn't quite get there, but they will force the regen. And that was the only salve Kescute had, so he's going to have to slowly heal up with the Tangos. But I love the pressure that TNC's already applying.
And this lane for Boom doesn't get any easier. Leshrac versus TB, you've got the range advantage. As long as Metamorphosis is down, you're going to win out in the harassment, of course. Dream Assault's going to have to think twice about when he pops Meta, as even in that form, you run the risk of just burning the true net spells on Lesh. And Tims is doing a good job of just keeping Kescute focused on himself. So you're not getting the Lion trying to go for Earth Spike plays, looking for the mana drain to slow this down. The reflection is pretty annoying, as we have seen in laning many times, but it's not enough to really give Dreamwhistle the space he needs to really just AFK farm here.
Right. Let's have a look at the last lane we haven't talked about yet, John. The bot lane, where you'll see Gabby and Boomy against FBZ and Hyde. Tsunami made a really good point in saying that this Spectre, it's not going to have the most fun in this laning phase up against the Tidehunter. And I'd say Gabby's doing a pretty decent job considering the matchup. I don't think there's too much Boomy can do apart from just kind of keeping him alive in this lane. Gabby, yeah, he's still CSing just fine. Definitely a bit slower than he's used to, but I suppose that matchup does make it very difficult.
Yeah, you just can't sit back and farm. You'd probably have to play around with the daggers just a bit. Boomy is not really going to have too many opportunities to go for aggression. Like, there is slow stacking with the Arctic Burn and the Spectral Dagger, but a Tide is fairly tanky, so you can't commit onto FBZ in that sense. And Hyde's doing a good job of just spacing out, playing tag with Boomy as well. So both pause 4, pause 5 from each side, kind of playing tag nice. And Dream Whistle though.
Dreamersoul going to be in a spot of danger top lane. He's going to try and fight with the meta, but I don't think he can really do this. Bok is just standing his ground. Earns spike out from Keskut. He might be able to trade, but no. He needed one more hit, and Tim's, he's going to chase him down. In fact, Bok, he's going to come back in. He has another lightning strike in Keskut. We'll just get dived, but another big Ravager. Keskut, he tries to turn it. He might get Tim's, and he does. Bok, be careful, sir. Dreamersoul's coming back. Reflection's there. It will connect the Bok. He should be able to survive through this on 3 HP. 3 HP Bok walks away on.
You know what this is, Mike? It's a lesson to everyone. If you're playing a game of Dota, always have at least a stick. And that was 2 stick charges. Well, 1 charges for Bok. That did manage to give him that burst HP. You never know if it'll save your life. So you've seen it. It's the MVP for this lane on both sides. Unfortunately, TNC does win out to Boom. Is going to have to cut their losses there a bit. Really think about that aggression, because Dreamless died with Metamorphosis. So now he's standing in lane, melee form, can't really clear out the wave as fast as he'd want to. Once Bok comes in fully refreshed, they land 1 stun, they follow up with another, the magic damage will burn right through. It's not a fun TV lane once you're isolated like that.
Oh, Hyde. The 2 birds kind of just fighting each other right now. Hyde, he does not have his Icarus dive, but he has the spirits. Will prove to be enough to get away from Boomy. Boomy, he has scouted out the stacking that is going on in this triangle, and he'll get a sentry ward down to block the Ancients now. So you do have the double stack. You're not going to be able to get it much further unless you get the D ward out. Meanwhile, top lane Tim's, he was in a bit of trouble, but he's going to walk away. He's just fine.
Yeah, it's just constant pressure, kind of posturing from both sides here, especially around the pause 1s. The pause 4s are doing a great job of just keeping track of that jungle usage. I think overall the space is still feeling pretty good for TNC. Boom, they're finding some of that early start. Overall the farm's pretty even. They lost their Terrorblade once already, and they're not really getting as much stacks because of those preemptive wards. They did manage to get the D ward off from Hyde, so they do manage to at least free up the Ancient camp again, but they're going to need to really invest here. And we need to see Hyde kind of replicate what Boomy did last time around with stacks. He is getting that done, although it's down mid.
Yeah, EMP out. Mel is going to have all his mana drained, and Tim's going to show up. They're going to try and go after Makoto. A nice impale, but there'll be no follow-up. And it's just being a little bit annoying on that Nyx Assassin. Keskut now going to try and race for the bounty rune. They don't want to give the full bottle back to Armel. And Keskut does pick it up. Tim's, he'll go for a chase. It's not going to really amount to a kill unless Bok wants to rotate, and he does not. More than happy to keep his own farm up. A lot of action across the map, and they are definitely very focused on making the game extremely annoying for Armel. As top lane, they're going to have a go again. Bok trying to fight here with Dreamersoul. Oh, the Pulse Nova is bringing them low. Dreamersoul, he's going to die again. Keskut, he's going to try and run, but they're on the chase. They have that Lightning Storm, but they can't get in range to connect it. Still Tim's, he's trying to be a little bit sneaky. Keskut has salved up just fine. Dreamersoul going down, though. That's not going to feel great for the side of Boom Esports.
It really isn't. Like, he's had such a tough lane. He's not really able to get much from that. Like, he dies, it's not even creating space for other lanes. It's just him dead. And every single time that happens, your Spectre feels a lot better, even though Gabby's lane has been a bit slow in terms of CS. He hasn't died. And that does give the Spectre a slight edge in keeping that farm up. Ideally, I think the Terrorblade should be ahead in farm. Considering that you've got Metamorphosis, you can go into the jungle a lot quicker than Spectre. Not quite happening yet for Boom. So this equal pacing is feeling a lot better for TNC. Like, investing so much in slowing down Armel is one thing, but it's a Doom. He's still going to devour. He's still going to get that bonus gold. I think you have to set your eyes elsewhere for Boom's end if they want to slow TNC. It's not about slowing the Doom down. You have to maybe consider just beefing up the lane of Dreamocell or just protecting his jungler or something. Just anything else but dying twice.
Absolutely. And I suppose with the Invoker, though, it's quite hard to rotate. Especially with the Quaswex build, you can certainly rotate over and try to help out, but depends where he is. And Dreamocell, he hasn't been too close to the tier 1 tower every time he has gone down. It is at least allowing FBZ and Makoto to have a pretty good game. Both of them pretty big in net worth right now. Dreamocell, the only one kind of lacking at the moment. But he's got plenty of time to catch up, though I say that. Bok, he's going to get started on the tier 1 tower, and they found a target. They have got Kescute. Makoto this time with a DD Rune, he's going to rotate and try to get something done for his team, but the Spike Carapace is going to kick in. He can't chase Tim's down. All he can do is drain the mana of the Nyx Assassin, and Bok's going to give him the mana back anyway.
And because you rotate top, mid's free, Armel just gets to AFK farm once more. They did manage to TP hide around to soak just a bit, but he's forced to fight over the rune. He doesn't even find it. Boomy snags it away, so all these small wins for TNC are starting to line up. 4-1, 9 minutes in, 1k lead starting to ramp up here for TNC. Armel Midas just about to be finished up. In fact, it's pretty much done. So his farm is just going to continue to build in. He's going to hit that spike into the blink quite soon. He's going to have the level in Doom by the time he hits 9 or 10. And Boom have to be ready for that. Like, they're sitting on the tide with Hood of Defiance in comparison. He could play for a Ravage, but it just feels like our heroes aren't ready. Like, if you throw the Ravage out, you don't have Egg, because Hide's still level 3. You don't have Finger for Burst. Your Invoker can throw a couple of spells, but they're not close to their max potency yet. So their spikes in terms of what they want to do on the map right now aren't lined up on Boom, and TNC can start to look to set that pace relatively sooner.
But they can. A bit of a farming game going on between these two, just 4-1 at the 10-minute mark. Be a bit of action in that mid lane though. Boomy, he's been caught out by the Tornado and EMP. He gets the Cold Embrace out. That's about all he can do. He should be able to chase him down and secure the kill. And does he the Fairy Fire? Couple uphill misses, but it won't matter. Kodo does eventually secure the kill. Nobody really able to help out. Boomy is now top lane. They are diving. They've got Bok, who actually went for the dive. Now a Haunt in. Gabby, he's thinking about trying to help out. The Ravage is there, though. FBZ, he really wants the kill. Bok is still running away, however. They don't have enough mana for the Gush. They can't slow him down. Tornado, it's barely going to clip onto Bok, but he's still alive. 30 HP. The earn out now with the Cold Snap will be enough, but at what cost? They've lost Kescute. Gabby's in. He wants more. He wants FBZ. Get the revenge for his team. His fallen comrade. You'll get another. Crack the watermelon. Get the delicious juice out of it. Now ask yourself, John, is it worth it? POS 3 trades plus a POS 4, or rather POS 5, doesn't seem that great for Boom.
And it's not just that, but they also lose their tower. So that entire rotation to defend the top tier 1 doesn't even defend that top tier 1. Their jungle's a bit more exposed. TNC managed to get the push they're looking for with a Lesh. And for Bok, it's a reset. He TP's mid. He can start pressuring that mid tier 1 now. With the Siege creep on hand, with Edict at level 4, they're going to have to try again for that defense, but they don't have Ravage.
This is a big kill. Gabby's in big trouble. No mana to play with. He's got a couple stick charges, but he will not be able to expend them. That's a very nice pick off there from Makoto. And Hyde. For TNC, they are indeed setting up for that mid-tier 1 tower, and Bok, he does have the level 4 Edict ready to go with the Siege creep. But never mind the Siege creep, it does go down. And BZ will be chased by Bok. Sims, Impel off the mark. EMP's there as well. Bok's still trying to find a target. Can't find anyone. In fact, Makoto now turning back around, does catch up Boomy. With the Spirit Vessel, they'll be able to get through the Cold Embrace. You can see they've got to be a little bit wary of giving kills away. In fact, Armel, that would be a huge kill again. They get the Cold Snap, they get the Spirit Vessel. Armel, he's going to try and run. He has the Doom up, but he does not want to use it like this. He'll try to Fairy Fire, but it is no way he is getting out of this. Boom Esports starting to get very aggressive as Tim's now. He is going to find Kescute, gets the Impale off. They should have enough damage onto Kescute. He tries to make a run. Stick charges, no. Kescute, he's going to walk out. Tornado again. Bok now, he's out of mana. They'll cold embrace him up, but he is completely surrounded. You've got the curse there, but nobody is around FBZ and Bok. He has nowhere to go. Makoto on this Invoker, John. 3-0-3 already. Just so impactful. Once we pass that 10-minute mark, this is what you wanted to see last game.
Yeah, he's just got so much more to do. This Spirit Vessel is really breaking up TNC's sustain. Like, they can't rely on the Cold Embrace. They have no Dispels on hand here on TNC's end. You're probably going to want to rush something like a Lotus Orb down the line, maybe a couple of ults on your cores just to prevent that constant tick from the Invoker, and they get good punishment out on Boom. This time around, they hold onto that mid-tier 1. It only has 244 HP, but they've stalled it long enough that FBZ will have Ravage come that next defense. So they can actually throw their bodies forward for this one. They do have to worry about a couple of things. Armel has his Blink up. He's got Doom ready. They do smoke up with that timing here on TNC.
TNC. Now look at that mid-tier 1 tower. This time with Boom, keep FBZ in that mid-tier 1. Just make sure he keeps defending. He's also got that Blink Dagger on the way, so they're going to have some nice team fight. But TNC, they go into the Dire Triangle instead. They found Dreamer Cell. They can't lock him down. Now, Boom, they might be able to kind of reinitiate here. As FBZ, he does now have the Blink. They got to go mid lane. They found Bok. Tornado out. EMP to drain all the mana of this Leshrac, and there is no way he gets out of this. Another great kill setup by Boom Esports and TNC. They keep trying. They are not getting the reward they're looking for out of Boom Esports.
And you have to admire some of this warding as well from Boom. They have good ramp wards. They had enough game sense to know something was up for Dream Assault to back off in that jungle. So they're still not able to use Doom. They're going to be able to counter pressure now onto that mid. Metamorphosis ready on Dream Assault with the Dragon Lance. They could look to take this tier 1, so once they trade this away, I think they're going to be a lot more open to just giving their own mid-tier 1 and kind of just trade, because it's so low. So this is the best situation for Boom if they're allowed to do it, but they are kind of holding back. Again, they've got Ravage Egg here in Boom. They could force that bigger fight.
They haven't shown that Blink off either. FBZ, they might see it now. See, they know they're going to be wary. It's a Cold Snap, Spirit Vessel again, Tim's. Gonna drop to half HP, but we'll be alright as now Winter's Curse is there to try and set up. They'll get the Doom out, but FBZ, he jumped into the Curse. A big Ravage though, but Dreamer Cell has already forfeited his life as the egg. Oh no, he will drop to the finger of Kescute. It does seem like it might be just a more worthwhile kind of kill here for the side of TNC. A very even kind of trade, but got the better gold exchange. It was Boom Esports. They found an extra one. Gabby, that's a massive kill. Chaos Meteor out. They try to cold embrace him. Tornado was there. Looks like Gabby really has no way out as the EMP. No, surely not. He will go down. And now Bok, he tried to help. It's the save your friend syndrome that might cost you. They'll chase him down. They really want this kill on the Leshrac, and they should be able to get it as Makoto. He's not backing off. He'll take the kill. Now, can he get himself out? As more TPs are coming in, he'll TP out of there. And they won't be able to cancel it off. Lost TP.
Oh, yeah, just like that. TNC, Gabby, he played so greedy for that rune. Like, he didn't need a double damage rune right then. He didn't have Haunt to make use of it. He still decided to run in, not respecting the rest of the living heroes on Boom. They only killed 1 for 1 at the start of that fight, and he felt maybe he got it in his head that he was that strong, or the rest of the team retreated, but he doesn't respect Boom enough. Boom gets a good punishment off, and again, it's just a lot of back and forth aggression. I think if you were TNC, you got that kill in the Terrorblade, you forced out Ravage Egg, I think you pull back there, reset a bit, wait for the Doom respawn, then go in, right? Because you'd have Doom up. Well, you wouldn't have Doom up, but there's no Ravage Egg to worry about. Winter's Curse is a lower cooldown. You can scout ahead with a Vendetta. They just got a bit too hasty on Gabby and just falls apart. So now Boom's going to have enough time to wait for that egg, Ravage in half a minute. That window of opportunity for TNC has kind of disappeared.
Tim's trying to hide. Nice Icarus dive away, though. He had the sentry ward to give vision. TNT, they might have to just sit back and try to secure a bit more farmers. This 2k net worth deficit, a little bit annoying to play into, and you kind of already pointed it out, but Gabby, he's just not really farmed enough to really get involved in these fights quite yet. Maybe once the Manta's up, he can think about it. It does become very hard with Boom, especially with this Invoker that's just been just really disruptive in these fights with these Tornado EMPs. It never feels like anyone's got mana on the side of TNC. Every time the team fight begins, they just always run out due to the EMP. Boom now, again grouped up in that mid lane. Maybe just getting prepped for that T1 tower defense. But no, instead, they're going to head down bot. Makoto in the Ghost Walk. Armel, he's going to get right into FBZ. Nice blink. He does follow him down. Armel, he knows they're all there. He's going to make a run, but the Tornado is going to connect. They have the Ravage if they need it, but they don't need it. They've got him stuck on the tree line. They'll take him down. Unstoppable spree for Makoto. 6-0-5 already.
He's doing God's work on that Invoker. Just getting down to this really quick Spirit Vessel timing and then into his movement across the map. He's bought so much space out for Boom to really get this farm game started on Dreamosel. Even FBZ's managing to at least stay ahead of the Spectre, trade back and forth with the Spectre. Really good spot for Boom to be in. And they can now start to think about scaling, because Mikado went for a late Midas. He's going into the BKB next. They can keep focusing for down the line. Once more levels are up, they can look for their Cataclysm combo with the Ags. And that's when it gets really dicey here for TNC. TNC still needs more items to be up. Tims is going to have a blink soon. So you're going to have follow-up on the Doom initiation. You're going to have a Nyx able to jump in as well. Interesting choice of the blink. I think for the most part, we've been seeing Nyx's rush Ags. So it looks like Tims feels like he needs to be able to jump more than have that utility with his spell kit that the Ags provides and the damage reduction. We'll see if it will pay off eventually. I think you're still within a zone where it's perfectly playable here for both teams. They just need to stall for that Spectre. Gabby's at least close enough to the Manta. As you mentioned, this could be the point where the Haunt's a bit more impactful with the additional illusions. They just need to hold out for a little bit more of that gold. And if they do commit, they have to somehow split up the Tide and Phoenix. Can't allow that Ravage Egg combo to go off in the middle.
Yeah. I think the blink does make enough sense on Tim's, right? Because we haven't seen a great initiation yet from TNC. They may have been trying to rely on Armel with the blink in and the stomp and get the Doom out, but that just hasn't happened. Makoto's made it very hard for anyone to blink in this game with all these tornadoes and the Spirit Vessels and the Cold Snaps. So I kind of like the fact that they've got a secondary option now with this Nyx Assassin. He won't have to rely on the Vendetta to try and sneak his way into a team fight, but rather he could just blink in for a big impale. We'll see if it does pan out. TNT, they will smoke up. Trying to go for a big blink reveal on Tims. You've also got the BKB now up on Armel. 9-second charge available on that Doom. Some big timings, and in fact, they have found a target. It will be Kescute on the line. It's not the biggest target in the world, but it's a nice way to start. With that kill, they might be able to rotate into the mid lane and take the T1 tower, or go for a Roshan if they think they can take it fast enough.
Yeah, looks like they're going to commit. They can get some good damage off. I mean, with a Manta at the very least, Gabby can just kind of do it by himself. See that rush slowly melt. Boom. Well, they've got Ravage Egg. This could actually be a pretty good fight for them if they figure this out and they get the scan off.
I believe they do know. Sunstrike going to get a bit of vision helping out with the Roshan, but Gabby, he's not going to stick around. You've got Kescute coming back up now. There's plenty of time for Boom to try and counter this Roche. Instead, TNC, they're going to leave it at half HP. Gabby's got the Haunt if he needs to kind of rejoin that top side of the map anyway, so not too big of a deal for him. Meanwhile, though, looks like the rest of Boom Esports, they're going to smoke up now. Where are they headed, though? Strewn up Makoto. Wouldn't mind starting with Bok, but they may opt for Gabby if they see him, and they know the dagger was out. They really want the Spectre. Looks like they're going to change their mind, go back through the mid lane. find the rest of the TNC squad in the triangle as they do now walk back into the mid lane. Tim's gonna break the smoke with the Vendetta, gets a bit of vision out onto Hyde. Sentries are down. Now they dust him up, but he blinks out. Ravage though, FBZ, he's got 3 targets. Can they fight with this? Sunray's there as well. They've got a Ravage, but a big Winter's Curse. It's only gonna be onto 2 heroes though. They've already lost Armel's Dreamer's Soul now. He wants a bit more. They'll go after Bok, but they won't have the lockdown. Or do they? FBZ, he'll keep going with the blink forward. Bok trying to salve up and run into the tree line and try to avoid giving vision, but FBZ, he's going to find him out. Look, it looks like he is trapped. Probably will die, but Gabby, he's going to haunt in. Maybe they do go for the fight. Gabby, he does commit. All they'll find is Kescu.
Not worthwhile for TNC for sure. Boom managed to hold on to the egg in that engagement. They might be able to take out this top tier 1. They did force the BKB use for Mikado. So it's down to 8 seconds. Not the best use of that, but Haunt has a really long cooldown to commit just for a Lion. Although, Primo Cell.
Got the Lincoln Sphere up as well. You like that Lincoln Sphere pickup as well, right? Like against the Doom, against the Winter's Curse. It's a nice pickup here from Dreamer Soul. And I mean, apart from that mana drain from Tim's, you don't really have much in the way of breaking that Lincoln Sphere. TNC, back into the Roshan pit again. Not to be dissuaded, but Hyde, he's going to check and he'll know. You don't have Ravage. Abby, and the rest of TNC maybe banking on that, but a big tornado and an MP out, but no Tims. He's in with the Impale. They finally found the Invoker, and Makoto, he's going to die for the first time, as now they go for even more. Hyde, Icarus dive out. Execute, he can't dive out of there. He just needs to run as they drop the egg and Dreamer Cell. He'll wrap from the backside and try to help out, but he doesn't have the meta. How's he going to fight this one out? They've even lost FBZ on the backside. Dreamer Cell, he needs to probably run now as the rest of TNC come back in. Armel with the stomp out has caught Hyde on the Phoenix, and they will get a 4th hero. Boom, they get a little bit overly excited. Give 4 kills away to TNC and probably Roshan.
That's a really good turnaround there from TNC. Finally finding a good fight. Boom has been on point with their positioning beforehand, but this time around, Egg not the most impactful. Ravage wasn't there to really secure better positions for the Egg, so they were forced to fight while their one big spell was on cooldown, and again, just a bit too forward there in Mikado. That was a huge kill. I think it was worth around 599 on that kill alone. It gives him a lot more, but looks like Boom's not dissuaded. Mikado's immediately hunting.
Tornado going to be off the mark. Nice little attempt there by Makoto, but not going to land this time around. 1k net worth lead is what Boom is left with. Dreamer Soul, he's still just super farmed up. That 3k ahead of Gabby at the moment. I think once you have that Eye of Skadi up on Dreamer Soul, you really want to start forcing the fights, but the same goes for Gabby. His own Eye of Skadi coming out very, very soon. Gonna cause a few issues here for Boom, as it will tank up the Spectre quite a bit, but even the heal reduction gonna be very nice. Both teams again gonna kind of respect each other. The potential of losing the next team fight. They'll leave each other be, try to get those T2 towers on opposing lanes. I say that. Boom. Be careful, Tim's looking for an initiation, but does not have the blink up. Bok's gonna TP down as well, but it's only 2 there. Good Earth will land. They've got Dreamer Cell. Lincoln's will be broken, but he does back off. Don't forget, they have the Ravage. They have the meta. They might reinitiate if they find the opening. Won't see enough of TNC. TNC immediately the aggressors. They want to smoke up. Try to go for a surprise fight. In fact, look at the line being drawn out towards the top lane, right back to Dreamer Cell, is where it appears that TNC want to go. It's a long run up. They should be able to make it in time before that smoke wears off. Unless they go mid lane instead, where FBZ is going to get scouted for a second.
Oh, nice
scan out from Boom. Catch them in the act. Dreamer Soul, he's out of there.
Gets to play safe. TNC, it's a lot of time committed. They walk literally all across the map from bot to top, and they don't find a kill. So This is some good dodging coming out from Boom, good game sense. They do manage to finish that Scotty you mentioned earlier on. Healing reduction, as important for Boom as it is for TNC. The Cold Embrace has not felt great already with a Spirit Vessel. Now even your Terrorblades can slow that down further. Not going to feel good for TNC. They don't have any big Dispels on hand yet as well, beyond a couple of BKBs and Mantis. So I believe Bach is going to be the most vulnerable if his BKB fades. And that is going to cause issues. Just, you really do want to drag these fights out. With that Cold Embrace, just a bit more complicated with that. Gabby is isolated in bot.
Gabby, he's by himself right now, but do they have the Earth Spike? Yeah, they do. Into the Chaos Meteor and Dream Assault. He's got a DD rune. He's been blocked off by Hyde, but it may not matter because they've got the Aegis down, and they certainly want the Secondary Life of the Egg. He's going to be committed. There's your Ravage out, FBZ. He's playing no games. They will burst down Gabby. And the rest of TNC... Oh, Armel and Boomy, they did not have TPs.
Ouch, yeah, that's pretty painful there for TNC. Tier 2 falls. Really odd position for Gabby. His entire team just walked up towards top. They didn't find anything from bot. He didn't realize they would probably swing around that area. They did not have information. Now they're high ground to the siege.
Box is going to try and defend another nice Earth Spike and FBZ in again, forcing the BKB charge out. Cold Embrace, or rather Winter's Curse, that'll be Kescute's death. It looks like without the line, they do not want to continue. They do get some nice damage out into that tier 3 bottom tower, and you can kind of feel the confidence out of Boom Esports as they rush the high ground. See, just a couple of small mistakes are costing them this game. They've got to be very careful. They would have loved a 2-0, but Boom Esports, they are not going to make it that easy.
And they're so farmed up in Dreamosol. He's at 20k net worth. Armel on the Doom is at 17. He's lagging behind by 3k. He's got the Devour. He's got the Midas. He's just not really able to keep up with that Terrorblade. They haven't also had the best uses of Doom in a while. They're just not able to look for those 1 kills they want. They really need to start hunting better, and they need to transition at their objectives.
They go on to FBZ. That's how they get the team fight started, but he's a very tanky target. He'll go for a run. Can he make it out? The backside, they got Makoto. He'll BKB up and try to run, and he will make it out. The Deafening Blast is there. They'll doom him up. It looks like Makoto still being kind of blocked here by Hyde. Rather running into Hyde.
Oh,
Sunder's out. They save him. Very close call there from Makoto. He does get saved in the end. He will lose Kescue. It's about all they lost, so really, again, not too bad of a deal here for Boom.
Boom, they're just playing really well right now. They managed to keep themselves gapped out enough. TNC aren't finding the best targets. If they try to jump FBZ, he's too tanky, so they can only really kill off the Lion. And for Boom's part, well, they're going to have Ravage up soon, so TNC, they will not look for this fight. At least they shouldn't.
Got the vision, Makoto from the backside. FBZ, he's low on mana. He doesn't have enough of the Ravage yet, but he's slowly moving his way in. Can they find a target? They've lost Bok. Gabby gonna try and TP, and they will not be able to stop the TP. Instead, they'll just catch Boomy. They might even get another. They've caught Tim's on that Nyx Assassin. Both supports being caught. However, there's the Winter's Curse out. Is it gonna be enough to kill Hyde? Not quite. Dreamer Cell. Another Sunder out to protect his supports. God, I wish my TBs were like this, John. You'd never see that in the SCA server in the pub games.
No, definitely not. Very self-sacrificing sort of TB play, just constantly keeping everyone alive on Dream Assault's end. And TNC, again, they're just not finding these fights. They run in one by one. They don't really get the pickoffs. Now their high grounds once more going to be under threat as Metamorphosis is up. Without Winter's Curse, this team fight's really hard to pull off. A haunt to swallow in half a minute cooldown.
Oh, Kescute, he's in. He's got Bok. Armel gonna try and help with a stomp out. Still, they are aiming down the left track. FBZ, he has the Ravage. He's waiting for the right moment. Bok, they don't even need it. Dreamer Soul just right to work. That'll be one lane of barracks to drop. TNC, they may not be confident enough to try and defend without their off-lane Leshrac. Luckily for TNC, both T2 towers in the mid and top lane are still up. They can't go for another lane of rats. We'll at least get one for the side of Boom Esports, and all this influx of gold has allowed Dreamosaur to get that big Daedalus up now. He's going to be hitting like an absolute truck.
Yeah, it's getting scary for TNC. They just haven't found a fight that they're comfy with. Every single time they're killing off Kescute. Doesn't matter when you kill off that line. Gabby still needs a lot more to farm. Hyde, though.
Oh, Tornado again from Makoto. Gonna save the day as Hyde will pop this BKB. Tims, he does have the Aeon disc, and that's gonna save his own life. There it is, John. There's the combination.
Oh boy.
Aghanim Scepter's there. Cataclysm is now officially up for our Invoker. TNC, they have not seen it yet either. Boom, they might be able to surprise them. The Ravage is also up.
It's going to be a toughie for TNC. They just play around these team fights on Boomsend so well. And the next rush is a bit slow as well, so TNC can't sneak that. And it just gives Boom a lot more to play with. They've got the 3k lead, not overwhelming at half an hour in, but it's enough to have this terribly be a major threat. And I think for TNC, they're having trouble kind of just choosing a target. Like, ideally, I think you'd want to Doom either the TB or the Invoker, but every single time they do that, the rest of the lineup of TNC just kind of lag behind. They do have double Doom now, so they could look at Dooming up both the Terrorblade and the Invoker. And that would be like the ideal for TNC if like perfect execution and very poor spacing from Boom. But Boom are looking to be the aggressors first. They're smoked. They have that combination. The Catarav is ready to go.
Oh, Tims, he has the chance to break the smoke. FBZ not going to run into him either. They see the side of TNT in that mid lane. They know they're also smoked up, and they've got the high ground. A perfect scenario for Boom if TNT run into them, but they are running the other way. Back to the other high ground, but Boomy, he gets caught out. Kescute gets the Hex in. There's your Cataclysm. It'll blow up Boomy immediately as they haven't popped the Ravage. They doomed up the time, but it won't matter. Freemacell, he's already bursted down Armel. Gabby, he is tracked in the ice wall right now. Deafening blast down. They just have no chance. Freemacell's hitting way too hard on Brock. He's still trying to chase this line. We get to the high ground, but they know he's there. Another team wipe out. The only survivor gonna be the Nyx assassin from Tims. Luckily for TNC, John, no Roshan yet. It's up in 25 seconds though. They might have enough time.
Yeah, they can at least get... Well, honestly, they don't really have many respawns that short. Only the Winter Wyvern's going to be up by the time Roche is up. Doom is down for 35, barely after. And the high ground's going to be the priority here for Boom anyway. Figures, no one's here to defend. There's no haunt. We know Doom's... The first Doom's down, so we can rip through another set of racks. And there's nothing they can do about this. There is a Winter's Curse on Boomy, but he needs follow-up. And that's where maybe the Ags build-up on the Nyx would have been better. Because Tims, he's really not lining up the shots with a blink. You saw that one blink reveal kill on Kescute, that's it. I think, looking at it now, I feel like I really would have preferred the Ags here. Just so that they'd have this siege engine to defend their high ground as well. Better fights in Roche, better AoE control. Right now, they're just lacking so much on TNC that... Boom, they've got this game by control. They're going to go into the Roshan. Second Roche, Aegis Cheese, Ag Shard. And that is going to be big for Boom. And TNC, well, if they had Haunt, I think he'd be better off fighting here, but they really don't. Tinch could try scouting, though.
Who they give the shard to? He's going to... FBZ gets the cheese. But the shard's on Hyde. Makes enough sense. Why not have a supernova throughout the egg? It's quite good. Tims, scout out Makoto, and FBZ doesn't really have any help around, and they don't have the haunt for another 5 seconds, but he is going to cancel this TP. That'll be enough for Tims unless they can catch him. The Earthquake is there, Kescute. He gets there in the nick of time, and Tims, he's going to regret that impel he threw out. He's going to go for a run. Oh, wait a minute, that is a nice juke spot for this creep wave. They won't leave him alone. He blinks to the north, Spike Herpes out, FBZ, he gets stunned up, but now they have the cold snap. They have the Spirit Vessel, and that is going to be enough. He has buyback though, so not the end of the world for Tims.
Yep, so some space made, I guess, for TNC to retake their bot jungle, get some farm up, get some tier 4 items going their way. Boom. And they've got a lot. Like, they've got the Ags up here in Dream Assault, so he does have that Terror Wave now for additional control and for, 10-second Metamorphosis. It's going to be difficult for TNC on this defense. They do have Haunt, they've got Winter's Curse, they've got Doom, double Doom in fact with a refresh. They really just need to figure out how the heck to get into these fights.
Find out now. They're going to jump in. Armel, he's there. He breaks the link and gets the Doom out. Onto Dreamer Soul, a secondary Doom. Who they aim for? They'll go after Makoto. Great targets here from Armel, but is it going to be enough? There's Jaeger out the Sunray. It's healing up Dreamer Soul, but he still will lose the first. All the fun for TNC. They burst it down 2, and Gabby, he's going after Makoto. He hasn't finished the job, but it won't matter. He gets it done as Dreamer Cell. He pops a Terror Wave onto Armel. The Doom trying to run, but he's just so darn slow. Can they keep up with him? It doesn't seem like it. He'll blink away and make it out as Gabby from the backside now wants to go after FBZ and Hyde. But can they really keep this fight up? Hyde dropping low. There's your finger out. FBZ onto Buck. Meanwhile, they found Hyde on the Phoenix. They'll burst him down. It's going to be a man fight. Dreamer Cell and Gabby trying to fight it out. They'll go after Kescute instead, but there's FBZ interrupting this fight. Gabby, he's out of places to run. It looks like he is going to drop a no. Armel, he's in with the stop. It might be enough, and it will be. Gabby's out of there. And they really snipe him. FBZ. He gets him with the gush. He has buyback on the Spectre. Gonna have to commit it, John.
This is a really bad spot for TNC. Like, Bach already committing that buyback early. They're only 1 racks away from Megas. They should be pretty much cleaned up by Boom. I don't think there's anything to stop them. Like, even without Metamorphosis and the Terror Wave, they've still got enough damage to slowly chip through. Ravage is a minute off. Egg, half a minute. So they can kind of just keep this wave shoved in and slowly go in, although Dream Assault.
Oh, everything just kind of missing. That Lincoln Spear going to work. Armel, another stun out, but there's your Hex now. A great Winter's Curse to turn it, though. Boomy saving the day, and now Gabby, he's brought back. This could be the last-ditch team fight of the Terror Wave. Gonna connect on every single hero on the side of TNC. Sunstrike is there. It won't land. Tim's gonna try and run. Spike Carapace, it will not be enough. They have at least run out of the meta, so maybe now Gabby, maybe he can make some magic happen. Armel jumps in, blinks right back out. Gabby, you'll have to go for the fight against Dreamer Soul. It's a 2-on-1 scenario. Dreamer Soul still going for the fight back though. Gabby, he's gonna have to kite out of the Sunder. Does fly out as well onto FBZ to give the reset for Dreamer Soul. They haven't got the Megas yet. TNC, they are not out of this game. They do defend the high ground.
They barely hold on. No progress made on the racks, only the range racks really taking hits. However, that was Boom forcing a fight without Ravage, without Egg being quite up. So next time around, they will have that combination back in. TNC, their backs are the ones against the wall. They buy back on Gabby. There's no Roche to take to kind of give him some safety nets now. So it's going to be a slow game going forward. TNC, they don't have many resources, many areas to play on the map. Boom have all the control in the world here to do what they want. Heck, they're going to have even more items coming through as well. Refresh from FBZ almost done. So once you've got the double Ravage on top of the Cataclysm coming through with the Egg, it's just way too much for TNC to deal with, and they're going to have to watch themselves. Boom, they're smoked up. They might run into the right targets here.
That they made. Oh, nice blink away. Armel, he'll avoid the Ravage. Instead, they're going to find Bok. No buyback on the left rack. A great start for Boom. Still don't have Hyde on the Phoenix, but it may not matter. We'll be up in 7 seconds to rejoin his team. Well, TNC, they've held high ground before with the disadvantage. They may be able to do it again here. Abby is still pretty big. Matter of whether he can take on Dreamer Cell. Wait out the Phoenix first. Don't forget, you don't have the Ravage now. FBZ, he does not have the Refresher Orb up yet. It's your meta, Dreamer Cell. He'll start getting to work. Mel just frontlining, and they make the jump in. Impel is there. They want to start with Dreamercell. The mute is no. The Doom, they do end up getting him. No, they don't. It was broken by the Lincolns. Dreamercell, he's going to be just fine as they try to go on the backside, but Gabby gets caught out, gets caught with his pants down. Oh, no. Boom Esports refused to bow out without a fight.
It's just such a great showing from Boom. They managed to make this Mikado Invoker work, and we talked about it in the draft, right? When they pick up this Invoker,